What's going on, everybody? Strong Dad here. To kind of follow in the same style of videos that I've been doing the last week with the Sabaton video and with my video about the Army's 10th Mountain Division, I was looking back on some of the requests for videos, and I saw a couple videos that wanted me to do a reaction to something called the Indian Army Hell March. So India's Republic Day Parade. No clue what this is, but one of the reasons that I thought it would be kind of cool to do this, last night I had just watched a movie on Netflix. It was called RRR. I don't know what that stands for, but I loved it. I would highly recommend it. I mean, I don't know if you have the same taste in movies that I do. It was almost, I would say it was almost like a superhero movie that was heartwarming, had a lot of action. It had two main characters in it. One guy was Beam and the other guy was Raju. But I really enjoyed it. A lot of action, a lot of fighting, a lot of, crazy scenes. I would highly recommend it. I think it was Netflix. So check it out, RRR. But that, when I saw this request for me, I'm thinking, India, I want to know more about India and the Indian people. So why not? So let's go ahead. I have no idea what to expect. I have no idea if I'm going to interrupt a lot and give my thoughts. Maybe I'll move the mic closer and just kind of provide a little of my commentary. But let's go ahead. We are going to watch Indian Army Hell March. I have no idea what this is going to be about. Let's go. Very cool. I like how they're kind of showing everything, a whole broad stroke, from just the, basic stuff, the tanks, the small cannon, small howitzers, the larger ones, and then kind of showing the more complex stuff like the surface to air missiles the radar even, which I thought was kind of cool. So I like this. Now, one thing that came to my head when I'm watching this, a lot of people think of America, in the West here, we like to show off. I don't recall in my lifetime ever seeing anything like this. I wouldn't mind it, but I think there's a false theory out there that we show off our military. We don't really here. Yeah, there's patriotism where people have flags of their country, but we don't really do that here. I think it's kind of cool, though. I'm interested to continue watching to see what else they're going to show. Wonder if they're going to show like with the helicopters, any more advanced of their air divisions. Wow. Okay. So many different divisions, from very traditional, they had like sabers, to like a lot more of the modern warfare gear. It looked like they had some divisions that were intermingled between female and male in there, and then it looked like I even saw a division that was all female. So many different ones, though. Just looking at this, I would imagine that the Indian Army is a pretty big force. I would imagine they're probably pretty huge, right? I'm sure that you all know a lot more about it than I do. But I would imagine they've got to be one of the bigger forces out there. But so far, really intrigued. How many different divisions? And I don't know what we've got coming up. Looks like there even might be something other than just the divisions. Okay. So cool. So cool. Okay, that reminds me of RRR a lot, because they had definitely horses, and I even remember seeing a camel in it, motorcycles. So it's bringing up a lot to that. One question that I've got, and this is just back to RRR. What number one? What does that stand for? And then also, I noticed there were a lot of times in the movie where someone would be in conversation, or like maybe they would ask Beam something and he would go. That's all he would do. He wouldn't answer anything. So is that like a response? Is that like an emotion? Maybe someone could explain, when they do that, exactly what it's expressing. I just thought it was really cool. I'm sorry. I'm going back to this. I promise. That's cool. Bagpipes? Okay. Wow. Wow. Oh, wow. Okay. Some of the bigger planes. Ah, there we go. Not what I was expecting at all. So, when you think of India, at least as a Westerner, you don't think of India as a superpower as far as like their army. But watching something like this, I would imagine I'm wrong there. It's kind of interesting watching this because it looks like it takes like 10 different things that we do here in America and combine it all into one celebration or one parade, from like acrobatics, almost like a circus, to music bands, to floats, to, planes flying over. We do all those things kind of separately here. We don't have like one focused event that does this. It's kind of cool. Where I live, we have one of the bigger Air Force bases, Luke Air Force Base. And so I always hear or see, the Blue Angels or some of the high-tech jets flying over very high altitudes normally. And I always love it. When I'm out walking my dog, I love seeing those fly by or fly over. And, here, you're lucky in America, maybe if you're at like a football game and, a stealth fighter or stealth bomber will fly over, or, a couple jets will do a flyover the stadium. You don't normally see it a whole lot here. But very cool. I'm so glad that a couple of you, asked for me to take a look at that. It provided a lot more insight. India, just like when I watch some of the videos on like Indonesia, India fascinates me. It's part of the country that I'm just not very knowledgeable about, and I would love to learn more. If any of you, can answer some of the questions that I've asked, I would love it. I do read the comments to every video that I put out there, and I will read the comments here. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching this with me. It was a little different take for sure, a little bit of everything. But regardless, you guys, thanks so much for watching. Everyone out there, stay strong, be safe, and most of all, have a safe and wonderful rest of your day. Bye, everybody.